Om Namah Shivaya. So today I want to talk to you about spiritual wealth. When we say spiritual wealth, it works pretty much like the currency that we have right now, money, rupees, paisa. That's the currency which we understand, and spiritual wealth works in exactly the same way. But you can use spiritual wealth to solve problems in your life. If you have a big problem, let's say you're in jail, accused falsely about something, you want to come out of there. Okay, you need to develop your spiritual wealth. You'll be able to afford that solution. So people who are saying that they have unsolvable problems are actually saying they don't have spiritual wealth because they cannot afford the solution. This is something you have to understand. So what is this bloody spiritual wealth that everybody needs, but nobody bothers to cultivate and live like spiritual paupers? What is it called? It is called Virya. Virya is an energy inside you. Literally, the word means courage. Okay? Because courage is a symbol of power. Can you be courageous if you don't have power? Is it possible? But Bollywood sells it to you that it's possible to be courageous even when you don't have power. No? They show powerless people being courageous. Courage is the privilege of the powerful. Okay? So Virya is the privilege of the powerful. Courage. And it's the same with encouragement. If you give someone encouragement, they will develop courage. It's that simple. If you want someone to develop courage, you give them encouragement, which means giving encouragement is a form of giving virya. When you encourage yourself, you give yourself virya. When you discourage yourself, you take away your virya. And then what will happen at the end of it, at the end of all your discouragement, you'll be depleted in virya. You won't have virya at all. Then the problems start becoming unsolvable because you're not able to think a way out of it. That's all. Why is the problem unsolvable? Because you can't think your way out of it. That's all. Nothing else. Okay? If you were able to think your way out of it, you could solve that problem, but you don't have the energy, the virya to think your way out of it. You have turned into a weakling without any courage and power. If you have power, you'll have virya. If your physical body has power, you will have virya. Okay? They show you one more thing society sells you, that it's possible to have power even without having physical power. The moment even rich people start losing their physical power, they get taken advantage of. Okay, the male rich billionaires have to have a will usually get married to some young girl who will then inherit the whole fortune. Okay, so even if you have money and you don't have physicality, you don't have physical power, you'll be taken advantage of. So this is another myth that we can be powerful. They show villains in the movie with some big paunch and all, right? That's not how they really are. I've seen real life gangsters. They're fit. Everyone is fit because they got power. We see the politicians who are losing their health lose their power as well. Have you seen that? Have you seen Atal Bihari Vajpayee go out of power because of his kidney issues? Okay. So you can lose your power if you lose your body. All power resides in your body, and the root of everything is encouragement. Now, it is not possible to encourage yourself if you subscribe to a lineage of social knowledge. Social knowledge says you have to be very hard on yourself. Social knowledge has a big problem with you encouraging yourself. You will have teachings now. When I say encourage yourself, what if I encourage myself falsely and I do something wrong? This is social teaching. Okay. You all got it inside you, ingrained inside you, like idiots. Like idiots, you are owning this useless teaching instead of owning the teaching that I have senses, I can protect myself when there is danger. Why the hell do I need to protect myself like this by losing opportunities? Okay, this is called spiritual lineage, spiritual teaching. Encourage yourself. Always encourage yourself. and drop what? Discouragement fully. You'll never discourage yourself. You'll never say it's not possible. You'll never say, I'm done for, I'm finished. You'll never say, I'm so miserable that I can't improve. You know, this doesn't mean don't say the truth to yourself. When I say encourage yourself, you know why you panic? Because you hear lie to yourself. That's why you panic when I say encourage yourself. I will panic. So, do this. Because I have to lie to myself. My life is very shit anyway. So how can I say good things? The good thing you say is you can get out of this shit, which you're not saying now. You have to say this. If you're not saying this, you're not going to get out of that shit. Because you will not never start to believe that it's true, that you can't figure out a way to get out of this shit. You believe what you repeat. If somebody repeats something many times, we'll start believing it, whatever it may be. That's the basis for a lot of things in this world. Okay? Education is good for you. We repeated it so many times, we believe it. And then we send our children to that. Even though we went through that same shit system, we put our kids through it. And we haven't understood that it's shit. It never taught you anything about your life's purpose, how to maintain your health, how to find a mate, how to have good relationships, how to start a business, how to make money. Nothing they taught you, right? Okay, is this better? Check, check. Okay, let me know if the sound is better, okay? All right. But I sincerely hope that got recorded because I don't think I can repeat it. You'll have to listen to it even if the recording is bad because it's really important, guys. It's the most important thing you heard on the internet so far that you do not have to subscribe and own the disempowering social lineage stock. You don't have to own it. It's not yours. Okay, I'm going to summarize everything one more time so that everyone gets it, okay? If you have problems, if you don't have spiritual currency, which is Vira, the energy inside you, which is called potential energy, it is your self potential, okay? If you do not have Vira, what will happen is that you can't afford that solution to that thing. And therefore, to be able to afford that solution, you have to encourage yourself. But do you see how many obstacles you have in encouraging yourself? All those teachings have to be discarded and replaced with better teachings. So when I ask you to encourage yourself, you hear lie to yourself. That's not what I said. I didn't say lie to yourself. I said encourage yourself. I'm not asking you to say that things are better than they are. You have to say things as they are. If it's shit, it's shit. But the good part is encouragement means you believe that you can come out of this shit. You tell yourself that. To believe something, just repeat it enough number of times. Repeat it 108 times, you'll start believing it, whatever it is. Okay? That's all you need to do. But people don't repeat it intensely enough and they don't repeat it enough number of times. So that's why, and they also say a lot of things opposite to that inside the head. Okay? While they're saying the belief. So just read the belief continuously as if you're reading a mantra. That's how you got to read it. If you want to believe, I can overcome this problem. Okay? So you write down your major biggest problem that you have. This is the exercise for you to do. Write down the major biggest problem that you have. For some of you, it's financial. For some of you, it's I'm not finding a mate. Sorry, we got cut. Sorry. For some of you, it's I'm not finding a mate. For some of you, it's I don't have a purpose in life. For some of you, it's I don't have health to have anything. Okay. And for some of you, it's like I'm in a toxic relationship. That's pretty much most people. Then some have special problems like I have legal issues. I'm in jail because I was falsely accused. Or somebody's threatening me with death. Or somebody's done some kind of tantric stuff against me and now I'm losing all my vidya. Okay. So discouragement is the opens the door for vidya. Now let me continue from here. I've summarized what I said so far, and I'm going to continue. What I'm going to say now is also very important. Okay. So when you have enough virya, if you engage in activities that make you lose virya, you will lose virya. For men, there is ejaculation and lack of virya labha. If you don't practice virya labha, you'll never be able to store virya. It'll just keep flowing out. Okay. Women also, if you don't practice virya labha, your virya will just keep flowing out. I've explained to you what is virya labha. For women, it is simply masturbation. Nothing more than that. Stimulating yourself sexually. If you do that, and if you practice that every day, you don't have to do it for long. Even if you do it for 10 or 15 minutes, virya gets generated. And that virya is to be stored. And believe me, it will improve your mood. It will release all sorts of good hormones, and you will not feel mentally tortured, mentally screaming inside. The chatter is so loud that you don't know what's going on. All that will come down when you got virya. So when you have that virya, pull it all to your head. Keep pulling the virya to your head. Do it 108 times. Pull all the virya to your head. That's all. Okay? If there's excessive virya, you'll feel heavy. Then you stop. Before 108 itself, if your head feels kind of like it's full, you'll get a feeling. Then you stop. So then you'll be like, wow, my brain is working. I'm able to concentrate. I don't have this ADHD anymore. I'm able to see things clearly. I'm able to understand things. I'm able to break things down. I'm able to project the future. I'm able to solve problems and I'm able to overcome obstacles. All that will start happening when you do just Virya Labha. And then, of course, don't indulge in disagreement. So now we're coming to disagreement. Disagreement is the only thing that drains your virya like really fast, other than for men ejaculation. And for men, virya labha would involve going to a 7-level excitement instead of a 10. If 10 is when you ejaculate, you go to a 7-level excitement. That's it. It's very dissatisfying in the beginning. Good. Do it again the next day. Do it again the next day, and you'll find that the orgasm, which was elusive and after ejaculation, starts coming closer to a 7-level excitement itself. You do not have to reach a 10-level excitement to have an orgasm. So here itself, you'll start having orgasms. So from 7, you can go to 8 and you can relax. You come back maybe to a 4 or 5 and you can continue again. And guess what? You'll be having multiple orgasms like women. So easy. Just because you haven't practiced this for 30 days, you're losing your virya. Okay? It's not hard at all. It's a pleasure to do it. Okay? So the more you practice it, the more happy you'll be. Because you're indulging in pleasure, which everyone has told you is wrong. That you should not prioritize and keep time for this. This is secondary. Okay? So then your main energy, sexual energy, is not being respected. You can't store it and you can't pull it to your brain after that. So I told you how to store it for men. After the orgasms, series of orgasms, then you will put your right thumb in your navel and then roll it clockwise. Okay? Let me show you. Put your right thumb in your navel and roll it clockwise 36 times. And then anti-clockwise 28 times. That's a signal for your nervous system to lock that energy in. Once it's locked in, you pull it up your spine to the top of your head. That's it, until your head feels full and then you can stop. That's it. That's Virya Labha. This one practice will change your life. For women, you don't have to worry. Whenever you reach that orgasmic state, you can store it and send it to your head right away. Before you start thinking about all the ridiculous things in your life, you'll have a window immediately after the stimulation, this orgasmic stimulation. You will have a window in which you will be able to pull everything up and permanently change how you feel. Instead of feeling miserable after some time, feeling insecure about something else. So for a lot of people, there are various problems. I haven't even begun to cover the list of problems. I just gave you some general ones. But I'm sure many of you have problems outside of this list. It doesn't matter. Many of you have specific health problems and they're giving you a certificate of a name for that health problem, but not a solution. So you know very clearly what is this amazing name is named after someone also. What kind of idiot wants to be named after a disease? Once a disease named after him. Just like you have to be a special kind of idiot, okay, for this. And how much that Hashimoto's will get cursed by all the women who have Hashimoto's. Say, I have this fucking Hashimoto's. No? Hashimoto will be turning in his grave. I didn't think this through. Okay. So, really, man, whatever may be your problem, for some people, it's like crazy problems. Like, I listen to people's problems every day, and for some people, it's like really crazy. I'm paralyzed. Even so, they can't do this Virya Lava, right? Now they're paralyzed. What do? How do they develop Virya? Encouragement. Okay, so this is the second technique, encouragement. Write something encouraging, read it 108 times every day. That's all. So simple. Write something that empowers you. Only empowered people make decisions. Please understand. Those who cannot make decisions, which is the only non-spiritual thing to do on this earth after being born as a human being, let me not decide things. Let me keep switching between one option to the other. The grass is looking greener on both sides. Which one do I choose? Okay, when you're in that kind of useless state of mind, that means you're not saying anything empowering to yourself. Tell yourself, you can decide this and face the consequences if it goes wrong. You can decide this and face the consequences if it can go wrong. Keep repeating this to yourself. That's all. 108 times. Like mantra you read. Okay? Read again in the evening if you feel discouraged. Just read it again. Force yourself to read it. The more your mind hears it, the more it will become, at first your mind will be like, that's not true. How can I take care of consequences? I never handled anything in my life. Nobody's given me credit for doing anything good in my life. All people have told me is how much of a loser I am. I'm so much loser. You know, and that you can have that in the background, but you keep reading this in the foreground. It's okay. Eventually, the foreground becomes the background. If you keep hearing something, it becomes the background. Okay? Those who keep chanting a mantra, for example, it's going on in the back of their mind. That's called ajapa japa. So this technique is called ajapa japa. The japa that is not uttered. It's an unuttered japa that is happening at the back of your mind. A repetition that is going on in the back of your mind. And that generates virya. It's like a virya machine. This is what people should do. Okay, so there are two very strong ways to develop and keep your virya. This method will help you to keep your virya too, wherever you have indecision. Okay, so it's just agreement. You're not able to agree on things because that takes virya. If you agree to something and it goes bad, then you don't want to, you don't feel that you can afford that fortitude that is required to take care of yourself when things go bad. You just don't feel that you have that. You don't feel you can trust yourself with that. So that's the reason. You need to have fortitude to face anything. Then you say, I'll make a decision. If I don't know, I'll still choose. I have no way of knowing, I'll choose one. Chef came to me today and he said, do you want methi infused water or lemon and ginger infused water, or sorry, mint and ginger infused water, or do you want jeera infused water, or do you want, like, as if I'm an Ayurvedic expert and I know what I want. I said, just get me the methi water. It turned out to be really bad because that was the only word I knew out of all of those. And it was hot. I thought I'd rather have coffee. Okay, bad decision. But I had the fortitude to deal with it. Why? Because coffee is there. So Virya is like that coffee which saves you when you make a bad decision. Now I've given it to you in a very simple, everyday example, but you can use it for any kind of big thing as well. Like if parents are asking you to get married, And you don't feel anywhere near ready for that kind of commitment. So now what do? You have to say no to your parents, and you have to say, when I see the point of marriage, I will be running into it head first. You wouldn't have to force me. The reason you're trying to push me around is because you think that you can make me ready for something by your force. I have to become ready for something by my growth, not by your force. Your force is not helping me grow because it's not an encouraging force. When you talk like this, you're basically saying shut the fuck up very politely. And you're making it very clear that you will not tolerate any of this stuff. You have to have power. You have to be able to show anger, real raging anger that makes them take attention, pay attention, and understand that what they've done is wrong, forcing you to get married. If you're not able to bring that, you don't have Vira. So what to do? Say, I am capable of any power that is needed to convince my parents that this is not what I want right now. Write that down. It's an encouraging thing. Read it 108 times every day. By the fourth or fifth day, you will go, sit them down, have a conversation, make them shut up forever about your marriage. You can do it. Anything you want, you can do. When you get new responsibilities in life, you write down, I am fully capable of trusting myself to handle these responsibilities and handling them. Something like that. Very powerful, okay? Write it down. Say it, read it 100 times. Read it loud. Go lock yourself somewhere and read it loud, privately. Feel it in your body. Feel it vibrating in your body like a mantra. That will change the virya. It will change the quality of the virya in your body. Okay? Suddenly you will find that you have good, luscious, energetic, luxurious virya in your body. And you will feel like a very powerful person in front of all the people who are virya losers. Do you know what losers are actually losing? It's virya. That's what they call losers. Okay? It's a losing virya. When you have virya, you're not afraid to take decisions. So coming to agreement with someone is very easy. It's a matter of deciding whether you're going to agree or not. It's also a decision which you make in yourself. Agreement is also a decision. Every decision is also agreement with something and disagreement with something. When you make a decision, you agree with something and disagree with something. You have to be clear about it. You cannot agree with two opposite things. If you agree with two opposite things, you're screwed. Your virya will go out like a river. That's called indecision. Agreeing with two things that are not going the same way. Then you'll not be opposite also. Even if they're going at a slight angle like this, you're still going to get stretched. If you try to give your virya to both, you're going to lose it somewhere midway. You'll drop it. It's too clumsy. How much of a split can you do? You cannot split your hands or your legs itself more than 180 degrees. And yeah, hands, of course, more than 180 degrees you can do, but legs, most people can't, right? So even your body, you can't split beyond a particular degree. Even if you're very flexible, there's no more than 360 degrees. You can't keep moving it. Okay? What about your mind? Do you think your mind is capable of handling a split like that, a pull like that? Won't it lose virya? You lose it. Just like you would lose physical blood if I stretched you so much, all your blood would come out. Like that, all your virya comes out of your mind because you're stretching it beyond belief. That's the reason. Okay? Yeah, so I really want you to pay attention to this violence that you are imposing on yourself. Not deciding as self-violence. Okay? How many of you came on this earth to do self-violence? Is this the reason why you exist here? I came here to be self-ahimsa. Self-ahimsi. Ahimsawadi, ahimsi, whatever. That's what I am. I will never hurt myself. When I am sure I will never hurt myself, I know that I will not hurt others as well. Because if there's disagreement, there is opening the door for violence. You don't hurt others physically because your physicality is zero. You're not capable of that. But people are hurting others verbally. Everyone is capable of that. Who knows words? Even a small kid who knows words can hurt his mother and father by saying a few things. Okay? So everyone is capable of physical violence, tongue lashing. You have to stop that tongue lashing business. Okay? Don't indulge in this tongue fights. The tongue is a sword. I'll cut your virya everywhere. Cha, 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 cha. So don't indulge in disagreements. You will lose a lot of virya later thinking about it. Okay, so please don't indulge in disagreements. If things are going towards disagreement, make it disengagement. That should where they should find themselves. They're like, there's nothing to engage with here. There's nothing to engage with. With all my violence, I have to self-implode. Let them self-implode in peace. That's what I let people do. They're coming with the violence, they'll find themselves disengaged, and they'll be like, wow, I don't know where I am. And then they have to get their shit together and come back and say sorry to me, then I'll take them back. Otherwise, they'll out. Why? Because you brought disagreement into my life, which is cutting my virya. I know my spiritual currency. I will lose the ability to solve any problem if you cut my virya like this. So I'm going to cut you. I'm going to be disengaged with you till you fix your shit. Make it clear. Give them a stop if you want. Ask them to understand where you're coming from. This is a spiritual lineage. In a spiritual lineage, disagreement is not allowed. Disagreement is something only a fool would do. I don't disagree with people who disagree on my posts. Have you noticed? Have you seen me fighting with anyone on my posts in the comment section? Never. That comment which is ugly is gone. I don't know why, but many people want to give me Ma Ben ki gali for having tattoos. Okay? So I just leave that disagreement. Many people don't agree about my definition, not yoga's definition of something. When I talk about what is karma, they can't agree. Okay? Because they want it to be a system of tit for tat. The literal word karma means nothing to them, which means actions. It means nothing. Okay, so then I get a lot of people teaching me. I have not paid them fees, but they're teaching me disagreement. Why do I need that in my life? I don't even write a single reply to them. Block, delete. Oh, I don't remember the names and feel bad about them at night. I can't afford to, right? I have a lot of followers online. And a lot of them just write crap. It's regular. It goes to the trash, right? My body itself releases crap every morning, so I can't be offended with society when it sends me some crap. It's also sending me good people. So the crap, you flush it away. You say, I got this crap from my body, I can't let it go. How could my body let me down, bringing out such a smelly thing? I want justice for this. You're still holding on to the crap instead of washing it. Just how easily you wash your bum every day and walk away, like that, I want you to wash yourself out from disagreement and walk away. If you treat disagreement as shit and agreement as gold, you'll be great. You'll be like, agreement is currency, gold. Okay? Disagreement is shit. There's no currency. Is there something to be washed away which you're not doing? It's something that needs to be recycled. Some energy of disagreement, if you recycle it and leave it with itself, it will disagree with itself at some point. It will disagree that it has to disagree and then it will become all right. It's self-correcting. You don't have to correct it. You let it go. Let it spin out of your orbit. And it realizes there's a boundary when I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed into this person's intimate energy unless I agree with them. Yes, what did you think? They're going to leak virya to you? No, they're my students. Okay? Show people who you are. You have to be proud of your lineage, your knowledge lineage. Be proud of the lineage from where you came. I am proud of my people, the land of Bharat, from where I came. Am I proud of some of the people who live in Bharat who are Bharatiya? No. Some of them are really have disagreement as their main source of currency. They're like, I will give you my shit, now give me what I want. Please, try to trade your shit for something in the shop. Okay? Collect it in a bag and say, try to buy 1 kg vegetables by giving 1 kg of shit. Let's see. They'll say, can't you just pay money? No, I want to pay you in the currency of disagreement. Nobody will accept this payment. Have you noticed people only accept agreement as payment for their affection, for their love, for their intimacy, for their care, for their consideration, for their service, and also for their teaching. I do not accept any other currency other than agreement from my students. When you're agreeing with me, you're learning. If you're disagreeing with me, you're not learning. You're giving me shit and saying, buy me merit in yoga with this shit. And I'm like, it's shit. Then your ego is another shit which you bring again. When I say something is shit, then your ego is here. That's another shit. Hey, talk to this shit first. Look, it's more black. It has more toxins. And then I have to somehow give you spiritual results with this currency. You have to agree with everything I say. Because I'm not saying anything far out. This is straightforward. Anybody can do it. I understand when I say my teacher is 2,700 years old, you're like, whoa, bana raha hai. Okay? But the thing is, kyun banayega yaar? Do I need that? Can I not be good on my own credit? Am I not awesome? I don't need that. Okay? People are, you're riding on the waves of Mahatar Babaji. I'm like, you try. You sit and you say that you're Mahatar Babaji student, lie to people, and let's see where you go. You have to look a particular way. You have to be living a lifestyle a particular way. To be a yogi, I don't care even if Mahatar Babaji actually initiated you. You have to come back and maintain it. Because when I came back, I didn't know the value of what I'd got. I squandered it, like how you guys are doing with my spiritual wealth. That's what I did with my Guru's spiritual wealth. I squandered it for many years. I had to pay for it. And I had to learn how not to squander it. And now I'm teaching you how not to squander it. Okay? Learn it. Unless you want to squander it and find out having lost half of your health and suffering, I really think you could be engaged in something much more positive in the world instead of just suffering. What use are you if you came here to suffer? You're part of the problem. Those who are finding solutions cannot be suffering because they're now stimulated with the problem. You can either get stimulated with the problem or you can suffer with the problem. Why are you not getting stimulated? Cannot afford it because I lost my Vira this week. That's all. So then you're a spiritual pauper. I want my students to be spiritual millionaires, to be able to deal with anything, whatever comes their way. It doesn't matter, whatever it may be. I've dealt with a lot of things, man. My mom passed away last year, you know. Was it hard? No, it wasn't hard. Because I was not expecting her to live. She's that sick. There's nothing hard about it. I'm so happy she didn't have to suffer. I'm telling everyone, wow, I'm so happy she died. And they're like, whoa. Whoa. They don't understand I'm happy for her. I'm happy for me too. So that I don't have to sit and ask her to keep saying Om Namah Shivaya till she dies. She's gone. Okay? But did you see me at any time losing energy over this great tragedy that has befallen my family? I have not lost a single drop of energy. I was coaching people all the way through. I got the news my mom died. I continued to coach someone. What am I supposed to do? I'm already a Kal Garud. I can take care of people after they're dead. So I took care of her, like I do for so many other people who die, and so many of my students' relatives who die, and my students themselves who die. Even my mom was my student. So I got her to wherever she has to get, and this time, you know, with much better sanskar, so that she doesn't squander away her virya. Okay? So how many of you are planning to squander away your virya, you know? You should wake up. Okay? Don't wake up when you're like 60, 70. That's the wrong time to wake up. Wake up now, much before that. Much before that. The younger you are, the better. The younger you are, the more lucky you are to have found these teachings before the effects of your own self-discouragement found you. Okay. So that's it for today. You have understood that power is required to make decisions. And I've told you the two ways to develop that power. Please do it. Repetition is the best way. So I don't call it affirmation. In affirmation, the whole emphasis is on how positive it is. It doesn't matter if it's positive or not. Your brain can process it. Don't worry. It's not that stupid. Brain cannot process the negatives. No, it's not that stupid. Okay. So you write a positive message as it is without implying anything negative. That's it. That's the affirmation part. But the repetition part is not emphasized. Sit and repeat it 108 times, one after the other, loudly. That's important. I mean, not so loud that the neighbors come and say, "What's wrong with you?" Should we call the mental hospital? Okay. Not to that level of volume, but you should feel the vibration in your body. Every cell till your toes, from your hair, should vibrate with this message. That is mantra yoga. It goes inside, and what does it become? Ajapa japa. Then, even without saying it, you will have that energy. Okay? That's Virya Labha. It's a kind of Virya Labha. Okay? So I taught you two methods to make a profit of Virya out of nothing. Out of nothing. You want to build something in in the world first, build this. Build this. Okay? And those of you who want to study and learn more from me and actually be my student and get coached one-on-one personally, who are watching this podcast, you got to watch the first lesson of my 64-day challenge. So just message me. I'll put my number under this, message me, and I'll tell you what to do. Okay? Great. So we're at the end. Does anyone have questions? Do men lose video during nightfall? Yes, they do, because they haven't developed it. People who have nightfall are the ones who aren't practicing Virya Labha. They haven't taken that energy to their head. So it's now all headed out. There's a river of discouragement flowing in those who have nightfall. Have you noticed? Go and talk to them. They say, I have nightfall issues. I'm like, wow, you have a river of disagreement. River. So that's why it's just flowing out. So when the Virya is very low, then it can't even go up. Then they have nightfall. And also those muscles have become so weak. The muscles of holding it have become so weak that they can't hold it anymore. Okay. So when you practice Virya Labha, what are you doing? You're practicing holding it. So then you won't have nightfall. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry, got cut. 1 minute. Virya Labha once a day is enough. Okay. Once a day. You don't have to go on doing it all day. Okay. Do other things also. Now, what is the statement to have great health? I'm capable of voraciously learning everything that is needed to protect my health and executing it. Write that. I'm capable of voraciously learning and executing everything. Actually, don't say it like that because that's not how we think. That's us saving words. Don't save words, okay? Say, I'm capable of voraciously learning how to protect my health and executing those learnings or and protecting my health. Okay, that's it. Something like that you write. Read it 108 times. You start learning. Immediately you'll say, oh, Guruji's already given me all the information I need to be healthy about circadian rhythm. But I still haven't bought those glasses. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You'll wake up. After 108 repetition of this, you'll wake up. Can we make more than one affirmation? Then you'll be doing it all day. Make one problem at a time. One problem at a time only. Okay. No more questions, I think. Thanks for your questions. They added value. Good. Okay. So I'm going to end this. Om Namah Shivaya.